doing out there? Oh my goodness, you get to see the mess of my room. Okay, so tell me, how is everybody doing today? I'm a little bit early. I'm just kind of checking the sound. Let's test it out. Sound, testing. Can you hear me? Pamela Densmore, can you hear me? Oh, tell me we have sound. I don't know. What do you think, Candy? Can you hear me? Are we having problems with sound? Hey, yes, on sound. Woo! Oh my goodness. Hallelujah. Amen. Boy, that's a crazy one. I don't know what happened there, but we have sound issues, technical issues. I'm having my husband help me with that. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's just paper, right? So tell me, what do you think about it's just paper, right? So I am, trying to figure out what's going on with everything that we have going on in our home, in our lives. I really wanted our time that we are doing together to feel like it's useful for you, that you're learning something, that, we're finding value in the time that we're spending together. I love getting to know all of you guys because that's like I have new friends. So I love that. But I am super excited about, let's make sure that we're learning what we're supposed to be learning. Scrapbooking 101 is our new series on Mondays. We're going to break it up, see I don't know how many times we're going to be doing this on Mondays. We have, paper, we have photos, we have journaling, we have dies, we have storage, all of those lovely things. You like my top. So tell me what's going on with this top. Let's talk about it. Green. I would say the green is the gallon. Maybe this reddish stuff is the pint, right? That red color. And maybe this itty bitty little white part might be the cup of color. The rule of threes here, designers, because you are going to be a page designer when we get done with all of this, right? You will be able to put together your page to make it look happy for you, but also, we all like when our friends like our pages, right? So, yes, the rule of threes, this t-shirt, this blouse, it's a blouse. It's not it's like one of those big tunics. Follows the rule of threes. The big green, the wine, and that little bitty white in there is hanging out. Yes. So, let me tell you, I pulled out Floral Anthology. That one was on sale for about $50, or was it 60? The Christmas was 50. And this one was 60. I don't know when. When was that? Like 2 months ago? And some of us were forced to buy, maybe 1 or 2 packs. Forced, held captive and couldn't leave the cart unless you got 1 or 2. I pulled it all out. And I want to talk about how we're going to mix this, because this is a really hard pack to work with. I'm finding also that the Create November 2025 is a hard pack to work with. It is really a little bit of a challenge because it has great, big, huge, gorgeous patterns. It has big patterns. So what do you do with that? How do you make it work for what you have? And so that's what we're going to start with today. Paper. I'm going to move you over to my desk and let's talk about what we have going on here. I pulled it out and I kind of put in some other, these are like treasures, let me tell you. This is, I think, 5 by 7 pieces. This is called the Perfect Palette. It is discontinued. Please send your letters in. We need the Perfect Palette solids. This one came in solids in these little canvasy looking and striated. They're double-sided, so fabulous. Does anybody have this in their stash? Because this is like gold. This is like designer gold because it is the perfect palette for Anna Griffin's designs, right? This is what she uses over and over and over. So if you have the perfect palette, then it works because you can mix. Let me tell you, this loud pink, right? And Look how gorgeous it looks. Look, because it's her perfect palette. Let's say, I don't know why my keyboard is on here. I'm just going to pull out another one that is in here. Okay. Look, doesn't that look pretty? It pulls from that same color that's in there. So that perfect palette, solid, if she ever brings it back, get a good amount of it. I kind of keep this as my go-to. I have been trying to get it down to something reasonable, but I have still 3 cubes. These cubes are 14 by 14, and I have 3 cubes of solid basil paper. That still comes from a scrapbook store that closed and all that kind of lovely stuff. And, you know, somebody that moved on to another spot. And so using these and then moving them to the solids really helps me try to find the right tone of paper that we need. Okay, so let's move over to my desk and see what we can come up with. That maybe you have a question about a paper. Tell me, we're going to move over and see what's going on. Yes, and talk about the blouse and the rule of 3s. Okay, let me move you over to my desk. I'm going to take this off very gently because I don't want to touch the screen. Okay, hold on. We're going to move you down to see this way. All right, and then I think I am not upside down yet. Let's wait. I am upside down. Okay, so then we have to take it off this, and we will flip you over and turn this around. Okay, so you can see the paper correctly. All right, I am working on that little switcheroo situation, okay? Oh, you get to see my light fixture. Look at that. Okay, Annie, look at that. Are we upside down still? And you can read it's the right direction. I really considered moving to the kitchen for this because I needed a lot of room. And let me put this one away because that one will confuse you guys. That's something else. Okay, so here is the first little lovely floral anthology. Okay, right? Here we go. Perfect. Words are correct. Okay, can we see everything? Let's make sure we're good. Why is that so dark there? But I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. So we want to talk about picking out paper, and what I want to talk about paper is just when we start scrapbooking. I love paper, so I'm going to run to the paper first. But I want you to make sure that we are getting photos and that we are journaling. Journaling to me is the heart of Scrapbooking 101. You have to put ink to paper. I really think it's special if you have handwritten, handwritten stuff. I understand we sometimes we don't like our writing, and sometimes we have injured fingers and we can't write like we used to. So I understand that. So, but it's just nice. Maybe just the title. Maybe we can get just the title done. Okay, so that I want to make sure that you understand that part. Now, the other part when we're starting to look at this is the rule of 3s. Okay, I want to make sure that we take this very slowly, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, we are not finishing a page today. We are learning how to plan a page, how to map it out. Okay, I pulled out floral anthology because it has all of the lovely. Now, let me be clear that floral does not come with solids. I put these solids in here, trying to show you how some solids would kind of blend in to what we have here. Okay, so let's start with beautiful Rosalie, Annalise. This is our love for Annalise, okay? And if you're looking at Annalise, to me, this beautiful purple would be really purple, really pretty. purple would be really purple. Yes, it would. And then you want to do something a little blingy, right? And for me, it's always a little bit of gold. A little bit of gold goes a long way. A little floral. That flower just busted open. I think that's from Create. A little tiny bit of movement with these little flourishes is perfect. You just need to get a little bit out. So when you're starting this, I want you to think, what is my plan for pictures? How many pictures do I want to put on here? How do I want to move on? Okay, I'm going to bring over a page that we did that is very challenging, and it is a super easy way, and it was challenging because I can't cut it. So let me bring this over to you. This is Jasmine, very similar to the big print, right? Annalise isn't even that big. This one is really nice and big, okay? So you have to kind of look at that and calm it down. So a half a piece of this turquoise kind of brings it in. So your turquoise in this page would be, or your turquoise, your teal, would be your itty bitty big color, which is your gallon. And then you have, you know, this gold that might be your pint, and you have tiny bits of pink. Do you see that? That is going to be your little cup. So kind of look at that from now on when you're looking at a scrapbook page and how you want to work with it. I like the idea of pulling out Annalise that has a nice big print on it, and then finding something that is small that you can cut or embellish with. So it makes that big print feel better, okay? The next one is something solid. Something solid always grounds me for, it just feels good to have something that is going to bring it all back in. So if you have your pictures on here, super easy. And you bring in some little purple. Do you see that? You can match your pictures in your purple and still have a really pretty background on here. So love the scrapbooking philosophy. Picking out paper is the most difficult part for me. Okay, so I have super awesome tips for that, my friend Sue. If this part is super hard for you, we're talking about paper, so I wanted to find the hardest thing to make it work, okay? Is sticking with a kit. My goodness, if it's hard to do something like that, then let's just stick with like Virginia, a whole entire kit. A kit being, you get paper, you get solids, you get these big fonts, you get little big prints, little prints, you get the little mats and stripes and strips and flowers, and off you go to the races, okay? But if you have to break it down like this, which I have behind me, my goodness, I have 3 packs, those 12 by 12 containers of loose paper. We have to turn it into some kind of kit, okay? So if you're doing this set, I love this one with this one, and then a little purple behind it to ground it all in, okay? And your little sprinkle of gold will bring it all in, and a lighter, you know, this one is very dark. It's what I have to work with, okay? But bringing that in, this is your paper collection. Stick with it. That's it. Don't move from here. You can still use these little flowers as embellishments. In this paper family, we can also talk about texture, which to me is ribbon. Okay, I love some ribbon. So you know, put a little ribbon in a corner. I just have a little bit of ribbon. Okay, I don't have that much. But you know, maybe you want to make the pink pop out. Maybe there's something in somebody's shirt that might be something you want to accent. If you don't know what you want to accent and you're working with florals, always pull on your greens. That Mother Nature colors will always never steer you wrong, okay? So pinks, greens, and there's your really pretty layout. Those are your papers, okay? Now, if you were to pack this up and go to a crop, this is my favorite thing to do. Get a little pack of, this one just opened up all over the place. Get a little pack of these gorgeous little flowers. Look how pretty that is. It's her perfect palette. Do you know where these flowers come from? Create. This is Create, peeps. It works beautifully. Yes, maybe it's not exactly that flower, but it works. Look, that flower, because it's the palette. It's her perfect palette. Yes. Okay. So we have those. You can put now your ribbons, your embellishments, and the other one was movement, the little foils. This right here is your kit. You put this together. Let me move this around. I'm going to leave those right there so we can see them for our next one. And I put them all inside a page protector. So you're going to be using, you know, limit yourself to what you are going to use. So we have this gorgeous big print, the little bitty print that will calm everything down, and that purple that you can use as mats. You can use it as a border. Okay, there you go. You put it all inside with your little flowers in there. And that is what you're going to crop with. You need your pictures, okay? That's what you need in here. Journaling. I really think that journaling should be done before you get to the crop, during this planning stage, because then you're ready to go. My friend Pamela Allen, she's ready on that journaling, let me tell you. And those pages get done and you don't have to worry about where it's going. Large print, small print, solid, light, and gold. I mean, it's just, it's nature, okay? So now we have that one pack, okay? We have Annalise, purple, and now let's go to, what do we call her here? Am I correct if it's Amelie? Amelie? Look how gorgeous she looks with purple. But I'm telling you, you need to calm her down a little bit more. You can use maybe some kind of blue or a gray. Look how pretty that looks. It comes together. This is Lila? Really, Eve? I thought she was, Lila, not Lillian. I thought it was Emily, not Amelie. Isn't that those little characters? Anyway, look when you move over to a more muted, and it still looks really pretty. And if you want to find, this is still going to be the large print, right? We're looking for something that's a little bit softer, and oh, the one I'm thinking about is this one, Eve, right? Is this one Amelie? Emily? Okay, it's all good. Look, this one is one of my favorites as a background. Emily. Okay, this one is one of my favorites as a background, and you can blend these together. I was looking like crazy. I cannot find it. It was staring at me forever. The plaids work so beautifully with the flowers, and I couldn't find them. Yes, look at how pretty that works. This lovely with all that aqua, a little grayish, a little bit of that one, and it just makes it work together. And your green is always going to work because you have those shades in there. If you wanted to pull some pink, that will work. This is super fun to turn into an embellishment. In let's see, God, did we get 6 of the same pattern for this? You can so turn these into embellishments because you have so many. Fussy cutting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. So you fussy cut those out and you're ready to go with your embellishments. You don't even have to buy a pack of flowers. Isn't that something? We don't even have to buy them. Let's go look and see what we're talking about here. Okay, man, we are talking. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you hanging out with me. We're talking about planning a page. Planning a page. How many pictures do you have? How many, what do you want to do? Hello, Annie. Hello, Candy. Hello, Pamela Densmore. And La Francis is here with me. Candy, how are you? Cheryl. Oh, Cheryl and Sue. Thank you, Annie, for the blouse. It's from the shop next door, you know. Texarkana, Texas Cowgirl, hi. Deepa's with us. Hey, how are you? Okay, so Deepa has beautiful color. And I've seen your pages. They're gorgeous. So, you know, blending in something like this is really a fun way to get you to start making your own pages. And then always, I lost my little gold piece of paper. Oh, I moved it over here. Your little sprinkle of gold, your little flourish. That is what we need. Pack it up. Keep it in that space. A little movement. Okay, that is what I like to call the baby's breath of a flourish, of an embellishment. You want to put a little flower over it. Again, look, that looks so good together. And I know it's not the same flower, but it just makes sense because it's that perfect palette. So when you start also, you want to know how many photos you have. How many photos do you want for each event? You know, are you doing snapshots? Are you doing just, you know, are you doing portraits? You decide in here, but it's about how many pictures do you want. I like to do one. My rule in my scrap room is I like to do one big fancy hero page, or maybe even a double page, okay? And then the rest are just pretty borders and 6 pictures. And we have to get our event in so that we're not just doing tons and tons of scrapbooking and we're never getting the pictures done. We have that stress that we never got it done. So here we're trying to find a way to calm that big pattern up, that big scale of florals. Try to find something that is going to ground it. Okay, that's too white, it feels like. I kind of even feel like this one might help if we use the purple, because it's so pink. That one looks pretty with this color. You see how that background has that little grayish in it? I love this. This is the purple. The purple is winning me over on this one. Now let's go look at something really big scale so you can see, again, how challenging picking out papers is when you're trying to work. The rule being 3 again. I like to have 3 different kind of papers. Look here. Let's move this out of the way, and I want to keep this one for that space. We'll move down. We're moving them down. Okay, look at this absolutely stunning print. Okay. You would think that you have to use pink for this because of those gorgeous pink flowers, but calming it down with this gray blue really feels pretty. You can still use that one, and of course I think this flower, being those little bitty ones, would work really good. This could be your background, and these can be cut up into little embellishments. Okay, think about that and see how things are going. I am looking. Hey, Antoinette, how are you? Happy Monday. Yes, you're in Sherman, Texas, Texas Cowgirl. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming and hanging out. Oh, and Kelly's here. Oh my goodness, Kelly. Yeah, I've been missing you because you've been working for the first. Look at how pretty that page is. And again, pulling it all in with a little bit of gold. Do you see how that just works? It just works. Again, the palette, the palette. You want one background paper that should be the calmest, okay? You want one supporting pattern that's gonna be your floral or your repeating pattern that's gonna add interest to the page. And then your accent could be these little bitty tiny or stripes, you know, the gold that's going to be the pop of color that's going to kind of blend it all in. That is the secret sauce recipe. A background paper that's going to be calming, a supporting pattern that's going to be repetitive throughout your entire album. Eve says she sometimes sticks to the same format. I do also. I am the one that's always going to have a border on each side, like a border on each side. Look, this one looks fancy, but this is a border on the bottom. This could be also a border on the top. When you start flipping through my pages, you're going to find a border all the time. But we want to make it fresh, so you want to change it up on the colors. Maybe instead of being stripes going up and down, maybe you want to make them across. But using the same repetitive pattern helps. Like let's say we have plaid, and you put the same little plaid as an accent. You know, maybe one time for the journaling block, maybe the next one for a border. The next one, maybe it's just the little corner of your little picture of your photo. That is going to make it feel cohesive. Absolutely. Unused paper is not wasted. It's in for a future purpose. And I don't have a problem never finishing paper because I keep buying more of it. It's not a good plan. You need to use it all up. And let's say this is the last of my, what's her name here? I can't remember. Annalise. So this is the end of my Annalise. Put Annalise back into that page. So there's a layout in the front, there's a layout in the back, and in between here you can add your leftover Annalise. So if you ever need more, it's in your actual scrapbook. Okay, you have more of that paper and you used Annalise. Stick it in your scrapbook so you have it there staring at you when you want to go use Annalise again. Genius. The rule of 3 is really something that you have to think about when you're working on a page because it's pleasing to the eye. I don't know why. It's the 3s. It's the oddness of it. It's how you want to look at it. So your gallon color is going to be what you see most on your page. Your pint is going to be what supports your page. And then a cup is going to be your accent. So you might have the accent through the entire book. And that's going to make it feel like it's cohesive. And then other things after that are texture, which are these ribbons, satin ribbons, pretty crinkle ribbons, those gorgeous little embellishments that have the little swirls, flourishes. Those are just perfect for keeping your book cohesive. If you use something that has all the same size, it doesn't look, you have to go and get big patterns, small patterns, or it just doesn't have any dimension to it. It falls flat. So try to remember that. If everything is the same size visually, nothing is going to stand out. So look at things in your page as you do in nature. If you can't find a color that blends, look for it in nature and you'll find it what it's supposed to be. So a word about die cutting. Die cuts will make your page feel so awesome. Your entire book kind of blends in. Okay, I'm talking too much. Oof, tell me. Okay, now we're going to move to the next one because I want to look at this big monster humongous pattern, and I'm going to bring this one back to this side so we don't run out of time. This is the pink and the gray. Look at this humongous pattern and this humongous pattern, okay? I have to tell you, I love it, but I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I absolutely love these together. I can see this being a matte border around this one, okay? But you have to find something that's going to make it feel calm, okay? Do you see that? I absolutely love the pop of this huge green, the lime green. But not everybody does. You have to do what works for you. Um, Hello, Paula. How are you? Groups of odd numbers always work best for the eye. I am absolutely correct. That is so perfectly said. It's just the way things are supposed to be. So this is, I love this. Now let's go and look at, because I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. So let's move over to the next pattern. We have this one that works naturally with pink, right? But look again. Pink and green are absolutely gorgeous, right? I know, I'm trying to make y'all like this. I can see a page right there. Okay. This could be your outside border. This could be a little accent, and most of it could be pink. Okay. I'm looking at it on the screen and I think it looks fabulous. So yes. Okay. Let's look at the next, that one's here. This one is a really, really hard one for me. I went and looked for this one. I don't have this in another collection. Somebody can tell me what collection this is because I don't have it, but I think it would work beautifully with, again, the perfect palette blue. But if you put a little gold in it, you see how the gold will accent it, okay? And maybe I'm crazy because it's a different floral pattern, but I like it with this one. Do you see that? And they're both big. I would prefer this one to be itty bitty tiny print, but I don't have that. I have big print, okay? But if I use it in little strips, okay, this for me, this page right here is calling me, it's telling me to make a trellis on it. You see that light brownish tan in here? I would follow that right here in a trellis. I would make the trellis out of this gorgeous paper, okay? You see that? And just enough that you could see it, but it would be, it's the same palette. You see those two together? And then you could use this solid blue or gray blue as your patterns, and then more gold accent. Tell me that's not absolutely gorgeous. And green ribbon. Look how beautiful that looks like in the blue and the green ribbon. Can you see? I match solid green would be pretty too. Yes, absolutely. That's the 120 pack of floral paper. I am loving this piece here, okay? I think it's super pretty. Let's move over to the love of my life, Astrid. Well, you guys know the love of my life is my Lulu, but we will not talk about Lulu now. So this is Astrid. She is absolutely beautiful. In the collection, she comes double-sided. This is a nice medium to small print for me, and I love her. I love her, and I'm going to plug in my phone because I just noticed it's not plugged in, and heaven forbid that I run out of power while we're yapping. So there we go. Okay, so purple, super easy. Love the solid. If you even had a darker purple eggplant, I think it would be really pretty. Even some wine in here would be really pretty. I don't have wine in my solids, but you could probably do light pink. Let's go in here and look. You see, I think you could still do pink in here to make it work. You just have to find the colors that you have that are working for you. And then I still think that this is a bigger, medium to big print, but it's still a solid because it's so compact. And I have no problem putting those two together. But I am pretty bold. I mean, I'm wearing a lime green blouse. But this right here is just super pretty to me. The solid to kind of calm it. This little one to have your accent, and then your big print of Astrid. Again, the threes. Remember to try to calm it down. As much as we love the bright, the bold, it has to feel good to your eye. Yes, okay? And it's okay. It's okay. Look, a little bit of gold and a little bit of pink, or a lighter pink, purple in there might work really good. Okay, so we have our Astrid here. Now let's move her over to this other one that was this green. And I think this is the one that is her name Amelie. And I like her with this one. I think it's the same flower patch. You see? So this right here is so easy. Do you have this pack of paper? Tell me you have this pack of paper somewhere. This floral anthology set, okay? Look at how easy this works if you used yellow, which I know yellow is another one of those colors that not everybody loves. But look how pretty it looks together. It makes the white pop. Yes, Annie, you have one of the floral anthology, right? I love the yellow also. My mother had a yellow kitchen, so I love the yellow. But if you didn't like yellow, you know, we could comment down with something like this. Look how different it looks. Okay. I don't like that so much. It feels kind of blah. It feels kind of blah. I feel like it needs something brighter. I don't think melon would work either. A solid green, but then it would be too green. Look. I would work with yellow on this one. This one again to me feels like a muted print. So if I wanted to do two prints, look how pretty those two would be. And then I would probably take one of these strips out and turn them into some gorgeous border. Probably going horizontal. Lately I'm doing horizontal borders. Yellow roses are beautiful. I am with you. We are in Texas. We are yellow rose people. Yes. So yeah, think about how those two would look. And then you could do yellow with, to kind of bring it back down. I feel like it needs to be a little more muted, like a little baby yellow. And then if you add your gold, you're off to the races. Okay. So you know now I'm going to give you guys homework that you are going to have to go dig through all of your paper and find 3 papers that we are going to work with. And on Friday, we're going to scrap lift a page that I have already done into, we're almost at the end. The next one, this is Francesca. And Francesca is just gorgeous. She's one of my favorites. And I would say we could mute her down with the bright pink. I don't think purple would work for her. Where's that other color? That's just not the right family. I like her maybe with the brown to bring her in. And not, you know, we could do yellow. Is just, this yellow is just so bright. But if you inked your yellow, make it work for what you have. If we went crazy and did one of those gorgeous watercolor muted ink splatter on this, or buff it up with yellow like, you know, Tim Holtz does, we could make this aged looking. Ooh, should we crinkle it up and then ink it? Ooh, and then she would work really pretty with Francesca with those little yellow flowers in there. I think that would look really pretty. And I think she would work really pretty with pink, because that makes those pink ones pop out. Now, I don't see anything in my family of papers here that would work as a second color. I just don't. None of those work. This is too gray-white. When it comes to mixing your colors, and the next one will show, you need to be careful on mixing. So the background here has a white, like let's say this little lovely. Annalise, okay, the back of it is white, and you're trying to make it work with Francesca, and it just doesn't. Her background here is that greenish tone, is just not gonna work. Yeah, we are making 2 pages, a 2-page spread on Friday. Absolutely, why not? Let's go big or go home. Beth, Betty, Murphy. My Long Island princess. I know who you are. My brain might not know right this minute. Okay, so what I was trying to say is, to blend in 2 colors, you have to look at the background. These 2 are just not going to work because that background is not the same white. Sometimes you have white with creamy. It's not working. You have to keep them in the same background. Okay. That's why these 2 to me work really good, because that white is the same white that's on this one. Okay. Yeah, look, and here's Virginia. Virginia to me works really good with this one. And the little watercolor Virginia, okay, works good with that grayish. See how muted those colors kind of come in? And this one can be an accessory. And you're off here with green. All right, my loves. This is it. This is our big paper. We talked so much about so much paper. So what are you thinking? Let's figure out what page you want to do on Friday. Rose gold foil. Yes. Okay. So that's a whole nother chapter on foils. I personally, it's easier to just stick with gold for right now. The rose gold, the champagne gold, that's an advanced class. Okay, perfect. Now let me see if I can find my face, and I might be upside down for just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to see you on Friday. We're going to find a page. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I'm upside down. Yes, of course I am, because I'm always going to be upside down, because you guys know me. We're going to get a page, and we're going to do what I call scrap lift. I think scrap lifting is the best way to learn how to put a page together. You know that it works because you see what you like, okay? Scrap lifting. You know, hey, I'm trying to keep you interested, Annie, so I wanted to do the upside down scrapbooking. So look through all of your stuff and see what you want to scrapbook. Pinterest, best place ever to scrap lift, okay? Scrap lifting is not a bad thing. It is a compliment if somebody scrap lifts your page. That's how I feel about it. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. So find a page that you want to scrap lift, and let's work on it. Let's figure out how we are going to blend in that paper to work. We are going from raw. We don't have a collection, a kit. Okay, Madison kit that has everything in it plus the embellishments. We're going raw. So it's a compliment to copy. I mean, yes, I think so. So absolutely. So let's get a page that you want to scrapbook. Let's find 3 papers that you love, and a paper is a gold foil, okay? If you want to use something, this is a print, a solid, and a little tiny bit of pink, and let's make it work. Let's see what we have on Friday. Dissect an entire page. That's this one right here. Oh, okay. The same thing. So don't worry about the big embellishments right now. We're just trying to blend paper, okay? Photos and journals are on the top of the list. Paper is that little secondary. Perfect, my loves. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I so appreciate you guys coming over to visit. We're going to do this a couple of times on Mondays. We're going to do Scrapbooking 101, paper today, journaling, photos, embellishments, inking. My goodness, we have so many things to talk about. Embossing, absolutely. Hey, thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I would so appreciate it. And use my affiliate link. You know there's an affiliate link for Anna Griffin. For Caterpillar, I can give you a 15% coupon off. I want to say it's called Martha's 15. Thank you so much. And I have an Amazon store, so go on and support me. I would so appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'll see you Friday, 3 o'clock. I'll be here. Bye.